Tonight, the undefeated 10-0 Red Tornadoes play host to the 7-3 Montoursville Warriors in the first round of the District 4 playoffs here at Mount Carmel at the stadium. It is an absolute beautiful night. You could not ask for better weather than this. I mean, it's fabulous weather compared to what we've seen in the last 4 or 5 weeks. The field is in good condition. It's not in great condition. I don't want to fool you. We walked around on it earlier. I was out at midfield, and probably from the 35-yard line to the 35-yard line is where the most problems are.
And hash mark to
hash mark. That's where you're going to see the footing problems. It's not quite like it was last week, but it is not the best of fields, and it has suffered a little bit because of the bad weather in the summer and then a new field being sought, and, of course, the rain coming in the last 3 or 4 weeks. So other than that, we expect a great football game. Montoursville is a team, Wayne, we have seen before. The record is 3-1 against the Warriors in the regular season. We have not played them for, I guess, 4 years or so now.
Well, I'll tell you, they have a very, very good halfback. DeRocco, his name is. And last week against Milton in their final game, injured his ankle, had a bad sprain on the very first play. He scored on that play, but with the bad sprain, did not think he was going to come into the game. So that's going to be, a big factor on their part. They have 2 other people coming in, Greg Smith and Horton, his name is. They sort of took over and carried the ball 10 carries for 100 yards. Smith did 2 touchdowns, and Horton had 12 carries, 62, with also 2 touchdowns. So they do have some people to back up, to step into those positions. They are going to run. We've seen this twice already this year, and that is the wing T on offense. And on defense, they're going to run a 4-4, which we've seen quite often
last week, in fact.
Last week, and Southern area runs a 4-4 against us. So, it's nothing new unless they changed up their defensive scheme a little bit, and that we won't know until the opening kickoff.
Well, the key is going to be DeRocco, as Wayne said, number 39. We will see what he can do tonight. We will see if he plays tonight. It was a pretty good ankle sprain. It happened on the first play of the game at Milton. He was lost for the rest of the game, and they were undecided even before the game here what they were going to do with him. He is the brunt of them. Don't make any mistake about it. If he does not play, it will put a lot of pressure on that backfield. They are a primarily running team. They will throw, but that is not what they do best. It is not how they're going to win the game. They're going to win the game on the ground with a punishing ground game out of a wing T, but a variation of a wing T. It's not quite a straight wing T all the time. You'll see them move around a little bit compared to the wing T we normally see. Shinsky's kicked it off. He puts it deep down there at the 5-yard line. Number 22, Hanner, comes right up the middle. Hanner will come up over the 25-yard line out to the 27-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 Warriors. And we got this game finally underway here in District 4 playoffs AA action. Jonathan Novak makes the stop on Hanner, and we'll see what the Warriors have in store for us as number 10, Baker, the quarterback, brings them out. Romy DeRocco is not in there right now. He puts Hanner in motion, and he goes back to pass right away, something we did not expect to see, and nearly intercepted by Matsura. Oh, my goodness, very close to interception, and that's pretty much what we had said. We did not expect to pass much, and they come out and open the game doing it, so a little surprise from Coach Bergen.
He might not have passed very much, but during the warm-ups, he was laying the ball right where it had to be. Although maybe a little bit of inexperience, you see here Matsura stepping right in, almost picking that pass off. So you don't know if he can read the defense or not yet.
All right, Baker's got him set. He puts Hannon in motion again, this time right up the middle. Straight dive play out of that wing T goes to number 33 down there, Dave Scheller on the carrier. It'll bring up 3rd down now and 8 as a 2-yard gain on the play.
Yeah, Mike Lashinsky coming in from the right linebacker position just makes that stop. It's a routine stop for him. On the right side also we have Rick Greco, nose guard. We have Dave Brown playing on that side.
There you see a classic wing T setup there as they go in, and he'll drop straight back and now try to run. And this is what we expect to see him do a lot of, as Baker was stopped along the 30-yard line. A ball caused a fumble. He'll go down. but he is the other threat, and especially with when we have number 39. Watch the replay here. You'll see as he tries to get to the outside, and it's a nice tackle inside there by the Red Tornadoes.
That ball is out before he hits the ground.
That was a fumble, ladies and gentlemen.
Great
Didn't
TV
catch it.
shot. Great shot there, guys.
Great shot as you see the fumble not called. Letkavish is going to take it down at his 36. He goes right along the Red Tornadoes sideline, and he'll be taken out of bounds by a good hit down there right at the 40-yard line or so for the Warriors. And the Red Tornadoes start 1st and 10 in Warrior territory to start their offense tonight.
It was a low kick, very line drive, one that is returnable. The thing is, the worst part of the field is right in front of our bench. 5 feet in, right where Drew was running. It's slimy down there. There's not even a blade of grass in that area.
Shinsky will hand it off to Brown, the big guy. And Brown carries 3 guys down over the 35, down at the 33-yard line.
Yeah, one thing you're going to notice here is number 1, the blocking on the offensive line exploding off the ball when it was snapped, and the size difference between the defensive line for Montoursville and the offensive line for Mount Carmel.
Mount Carmel is significantly bigger than this Montoursville team. And this is one of the few times where we see this big of a difference in size with a team. But they are a much bigger team, the Red Tornadoes, as are the Warriors. We look for Wargo, and it's going to be caught by Wargo. The defensive back did his best, went for the interception, and Wargo will score on a 33-yard touchdown pass from Shinsky to Wargo at 9:52 of the first quarter, and the Red Tornadoes are on the scoreboard here in this playoff game. Defensive back took a chance on that.
Yes, he did. He sat back until the very last minute and jumped up in front of Wargo. I'll tell you what, great concentration on Wargo.
Wargo did a nice job.
I'll tell you, that kid had his hands on the ball for Wargo to even catch that.
Kufta in to do the extra point attempt. Snap is back, and it is low. So the Red Tornadoes missed the extra point attempt as he's still suffering a little bit from that back injury. And the score will remain Mount Carmel area 6. The Warriors of Montoursville 0 with the Red Tornadoes getting ready to kick off. And that's how you want to start a playoff game, by drawing blood that quick. It was great field position to start off with, and just a great play by Shinsky to Wargo. And once Wargo got a step, there was no one going to catch him as he jaunted into the end zone.
Well, what you want the team to do is to come out and play their best. Just to let everybody know after the first game, we're here. And I'm also, that's the Schmokins, the Southerns, Lords, everybody. This is where you want to make your presence known, is the very first game of the district playoffs. Everybody's going to pick up that paper tomorrow morning, and they're going to be looking at these scores. Look at what this one did, look what that one did, and the team's going to be intimidated even before they get down on the field to play it.
We're going to kick off. Down deep is Hanner, number 22. He's 5'7", 140-pound junior for the Warriors. Shinsky lets it rip, and Hanner's going to take it right at the 7-yard line. He's got himself behind that wall as he comes up, and he's brought down over the 25-yard line at the 27-yard line. Matsura getting off the pile down there. My main man, number 1 down there, Quintero.
55.
He's around the ball. 55 down there.
Evans also making the hit.
So 1st and 10 they'll spot it at the 28-yard line. We'll call it the 28. The Warriors will go back on offense. There was 3 and out in their last series. Baker will bring them up. And this time, look, it's 39 in there, Wayne? Yes. I believe that is, and he's
in motion now.
And he's in trouble.
Yep.
That's 39, the guy we talked about, Romy DeRocco. He's the guy, the bull of the carrier. We didn't see him in the first series, but they did put him in here, so he is going to play tonight, and we'll see how effective he can be with that high ankle sprain that he's bringing into the game. They were very confident they could win without him. I would say when you look at his production through the season that they were going to sorely miss him.
Oh, definitely.
If he wasn't in this game. So I thought, after hearing that if he could at all possibly play, he will. I just do not know how effective he's going to be. He and Scheller are in the backfield now behind Baker. Baker goes straight back to pass again, goes downfield, and he gets his man over the 30-yard line at the 32. That's number 20.
Looked like one of our passes. Send the receiver number 20 down to about the 35-yard line. He hooks back about 3 yards, and it's probably one of the safest passes. And what they wanted to try to do there is try to just pick up, get another 5, pick up that 5 that the flag was on for the motion. Pick up that extra yardage. Ball was a little low at that time.
He didn't catch that.
No, he did not.
I thought he did. That was the coach's son, actually, Bergen, who was trying. I thought he caught it. The Bergen is the coach's son, trying to make that reception. So it brings up now a 2nd and 15 with non-catch. This time we go. Oh my goodness, we went.
They knew.
They looked at DeRocco. They had him tackled instantly, and then number 33, his buddy down there, Shellen, was in equally serious trouble.
I'll tell you, what we did at that point, we jumped from a gap. Brownie's been playing the gap on the right-hand side. We overloaded the left-hand side. We had 3 guys head up, center, guard, and tackle on the left side. Put Mike Lashinsky up a little bit tighter on the right-hand side. Apparently, we knew that was the direction the ball was going.
All right, it's going to bring up 3rd and 20 now. 5-yard loss on a play for the Warriors. He leaves DeRocco as the sole back there, and he'll go back to pass again. He's looking downfield. He was trying to hit number 81 down there, Timon Watts, and couldn't get to him, and that'll bring up 4th down, and the Warriors will punt. And they have been ineffective so far on offense against a defense, a Red Death defense that has proven itself in an undefeated season here over the last game. So they have their work cut out for them. And again, with a gimpy main guy to go to, this could be a long night for these guys if they don't move the ball a little bit better. This time it's going to go down to Wargo, went over his head, but actually bounced back towards him, and it will be down at the 45-yard line of the Red Tornadoes. And I'm not sure if he just didn't see it or what he was doing there. It didn't land too far in back of him. It wasn't that far behind him, but it took a bounce back towards the Warriors. So a nice bounce for the Red Tornadoes, and they'll set up shop 1st and 10 again in good field position at the 45-yard line as Shinsky trots in with the play.
One thing I want everybody to notice, number 79, John Skinner now is back
Absolutely.
for us. Thank goodness he's, back. He's feeling good, and he's playing right tackle for us tonight.
Right up the middle, Brown. And Brown, oh goodness. Brown takes it up to the 50-yard line. About a 5-yard gain in the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 5.
But take a look in front of Brown. Number 77, Scott Novak was out there in front of him, along with Swank, the center. You're controlling the line of scrimmage when your 2 linemen are all the way down in front of your fullback.
Scotty at Supper Club last night. Had a great time with him and his friends. He spoke to us a little bit. Really came on and played so strongly in that role when they needed him. Letkavich will get the 1st down and then some as he crosses over the Warrior 45-yard line and goes down at the Warrior 41, 1st and 10. And the Red Tornadoes are pretty much moving at will here on offense in the first couple of times they saw the ball.
They're also moving at Harry too, but I'll tell you what, you are right. The linemen are exploding off the ball. They're just moving that defensive line 5 yards back even before the tailback gets up there.
Letkavich, and he's coming around the end. Nice blocking on the end there, and he'll take it down to the 38-yard line for the Red Tornadoes. It'll bring up 2nd and 8 as he just couldn't turn the corner as the Warriors strung that thing out.
Oh, we put trips to the right-hand side, hoping to do that, to open up some type of gap on the 4-4 defense a little bit. That's a play we haven't seen before where Drew Letkavich, or the tailback, sits back there. As supposed to be a blocking back, when you're in trips, you sort of think you're going to pass the ball, and it's a straight handoff to the outside looking for the white part of the field.
A timeout on the field, an official timeout while they do something. I'm not sure what. Lashinsky checked into the backfield. And that only means that someone on the Warriors needs to be very careful. At the rate that he's been going in the last 4 or 5 games, someone is going to get tattooed somewhere down the line from this guy because he is just a headhunter. He lines up in a fullback, but it goes to it goes to
pass.
There it
Look
is.
at this.
Matsura That was such a nice fake. Even I didn't know who had the ball before we got it. I saw Shinsky with it again.
Well, it was a cross play between Mike Lashinsky going to the left. It was a fake to him. Drew LeCavage went to the right and actually froze the two linebackers for Montoursville and you. And great pass and a great catch by Dave Shinsky and Metsora.
23-yard gain for the Red Tornadoes. The ball now sitting at the Warrior 15-yard line. 6:33 remaining here in the first quarter of play, and the Red Tornadoes are up to the line of scrimmage. This time we pitch it to LeCavage, and LeCavage is going to get down to about the 12-yard line, a 3-yard gain. A nice play by number 27. Maybe not number 27, is he? Is that
77.
No, it wasn't 77, though. It was, I couldn't see who it was. There is no 27, so again, it couldn't have been him. But whoever it was, a nice play for the Warriors. I'll see if I can pick him out later on here. Man, maybe it was 77. I just didn't see him. His jersey's all crunched up in the back there. All right, brings up a 2nd down and 7 now for the Red Tornadoes. The ball at the Warrior 12. This time LeCavage will go up the middle. He'll go inside the 10-yard line down to the 8-yard line.
It's amazing when you watch through the binoculars how much you can see. When you're looking, you'll see Brownie go through, Swanky go through, Daukus, and there's such a jumbled mess inside there, and all of a sudden you see Drew LeCavage come out and pick up 5 yards.
I wouldn't know because you never let me use the binoculars. But it's no big deal. I'm not making a big deal of it. No, it's not. It's actually not, no. All right, 3rd down and 3 now for the Red Tornadoes. Gave it to Lashinsky, and he is stopped right at the line of scrimmage. I mean, no gain on the play. It'll bring 4th down and 3 as the Warriors played tough in the middle there. And Duraco, I was watching for him. Duraco actually playing defense, too, in that linebacker spot. So he has to be healthy enough to be doing this, so we'll keep our eye on that. But he was an integral part of that team. They did not want to lose him. And now they'll bring in Wargo and Brown to execute on this 4th and 3 play for the Red Tornadoes. The ball sitting at the 9-yard line of the Warriors.
Splitting everybody out. Oh,
right over the middle.
Look at this.
There it is. Number 41, Leonovich pops out of that tight end. Nobody saw him, and he was unaccosted into the end zone as they failed to pick the tight end up over the middle. Look how open he is here.
Look at that.
Now he fights with it for a while, and he holds on. And Leonovich for a 9-yard touchdown pass from Shinsky at the 4:35 mark here of the first quarter. And the Red Tornadoes are leading now 12-0. And now it looks like they're going to go for 2 here instead of the 1-point kick attempt. And again, Kufta's still tender with this kicking game. So they line up. They ask to go to the far left hash mark. And I'm not sure who called. We have a penalty. I'm not sure what that's going to be.
I think they're going to call too many men.
It's going to be illegal substitution, the old heartburn call.
Well, I'll tell you what, Metsura, great heads-up play. He came out and he saw that we had one too many guys coming out into the slot on the right-hand side, turned around and automatically tried to call timeout, but the referee already knew there were too many men on the field. So.
Well, actually, though, it has to be illegal substitution in that you never see the too many men call until the ball snapped.
Right.
Even though you could, they don't. I mean, this was somebody we just came in too late, and when he puts his hand on his heart like that, that's that illegal breaking of the huddle or whatever the heck they call it. But anyway, whatever it's going to be, it's going to push the ball back, and the ball's going to be set down now at about the 7-yard line for this 2-point conversion attempt.
No, now we're going back to a kick.
You're right. We're back to 1 now.
And see what happened. They brought it from the left hash mark back over into the center of the field.
So Kufta will tee it up here, and we'll see if he can put it through. Now 5 yards more distance to go. Shinsky's the holder. And this time he puts it up, and he puts it through.
Good kick.
So Kufta with the extra point, and that looked pretty. So back to form for Kufta. The Red Tornadoes now lead 13-0 here, still with 4 minutes and 35 seconds remaining in the first quarter of play. And as we said earlier, the Warriors now need to do something offensively if they're going to stay in this football game. Red Tornadoes much bigger. They seem to be faster.
And quicker,
you're
right.
Bigger and quicker, and that's a lethal combination for the opposing team when they see that. Now, the Warriors came in as the 4th seed, actually, but many observers in District 4 didn't feel that was deserved. It just was a point problem, as they played a much tougher schedule than the 2 teams ahead of them, Towanda and Hughesville.
Right.
It's just correct. A matter of the way the points went. Everyone seems to feel that this is the toughest of the group other than us in District 4. So,
well, I'll tell you what, the last loss they did have was against Shamokin, and they've been ripping everybody up since then. They've been playing very, very well from that point on.
Shinsky lets it rip. It's going to go down, and he lets it rip.
Wow.
It bounces down at
nice
the
kick.
4-yard line and into the end zone for the touchback. No return for the Warriors, and they'll take it 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. That was a nice kick, and Hanner had no way to get to it in time.
You take a look at the way we set up our receiving, and they do. They put 2 men 10 yards up from the only person set back in the middle of the field. At least we have an umbrella. We have 3 men back there. So if you do kick it to the side like that, you catch it and you can return it.
And Baker's got him going there. This time it's going to go to DeRocco. DeRocco's going to pick up 2 yards on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8 for the Warriors.
Leonovich getting off the pile, Matsura and Kufta, number 4. Now here's a kid that they were pleased with, Adam Croker. Played some good ball last week, number 51.
This time straight back for Baker. He's under a lot of pressure. He finds his guy. He finds number 46 down there, Greg Wright, for the Warriors up over the 30-yard line. Will be 1st and 10, the initial 1st down of the game for the Warriors. And that was a nice play from Baker down to the big guy, number 46. And 46 he's a 6-foot, 180-pound tight end.
Back to Adam Croker again. He's a sophomore, 6 foot, 210 pounds. So, again, he's bringing some size in. What a great place right at this point in time to picking up some experience, Warren, in a playoff game like this.
1st and 10 for the Warriors. Puts Hanner in motion. He's in a straight split backfield now. He goes back to pass. This time it's knocked down in there by Swank, the Swank man. Look at the Swank man now. He's taking that little strut back to the huddle now. You got to love the way he does that.
Got that big mid up in the air.
He is my main man now.
That ball is not going anywhere.
He is the epitome of an interior lineman, that guy. I'll tell you what. He is fun to watch on both sides of the ball. All right, 2nd and 10 now for the Warriors. He's got DeRocco in there and DeMay, number 24, in that split backfield behind him. And he keeps it. Nice fake that time by Baker. That was a pretty play by Baker. He takes it up over the 40-yard line, very close to the 1st down.
Drew Lukavich coming up from his free safety position to make that tackle.
Nice play by the Warriors, and they're gonna measure this. I'm not sure.
We're switching some guys around on the defensive line. We had Brownie, who normally plays nose guard. He was in Swank's position as tackle, and Swanky jumped into the nose guard position.
All right, it's 3rd and 1. They're not going to measure this. Yes, they are going to measure it. They were, they weren't. They were, they were. All right, now they're going to. So we'll see where that was and that's what is the bread and butter of this offense. What you just saw there. Now that's when I said they don't line up strictly wing T. That was not a wing T. That was a straight split backfield, and just a fake handoff, and he keeps it. And the secret to a wing T, as we all know, is ball handling by the quarterback. And if you don't have a quarterback that can handle the ball well, you're in trouble. This guy can. It was not enough for the 1st down. It is actually much less than a yard. It's about 4 inches.
Now, he's not afraid to carry the ball either. Last week against Milton, he carried the ball for 50 yards. So he's not afraid to take a hit. You got a quarterback that's picking up 50 yards for you.
Yeah.
There's some teams that don't even have tailbacks that can pick up that.
All right, third and very short for the Warriors. And they didn't get it.
Nice
Number 4,
play.
Kufta, behind the line. They line up in a power formation. They took a big guy right at the line of scrimmage. Kufta came around in the hole and knocked him down. He didn't get the first down.
Yeah,
fourth down now. And now it's fourth and longer than it was on third down.
Yeah, they're gonna measure this again, but I'll tell you what, he was not even close.
Nope.
Kufta shot the gap that time and just took his legs out from underneath him. Was a great tackle. Sometimes you hit him up high when he's got that much steam, especially right at the beginning. You know, they can at least pick up the first down just by lunging or
he didn't get it. You were right.
Effort.
So.
But by taking out his legs, and Kufta hit him as low as he possibly could.
The Warriors say they want to go for it, and they will. They bring DeMay into the lineup with the play. Hanner leaves. And my guess is they're going to try the same kind of power lineup. Let's see, they do. They bring 77 into the lineup there. Taylor, you see where he lines up at the defensive tackle. And he lines up, and that makes them heavy now to the left. And they're going to try, and this time it's a quarterback sneak. And although he may have gotten it, he got it by about 1.5 inches because he had very little forward motion, but I believe he has enough for the first down. They'll unpile him, but where he's standing, I think it's a first down. It is. They signal first down for the Warriors. So the Warriors now up to their own 43-yard line, 1st and 10. 2 minutes, 52 seconds remaining here in the first quarter of play at the Silver Bowl. This time DeRocco will be the sole back in there.
Now we jump into a 4-4.
And he hits his man down there, and that's number 20 for the Warriors, Kevin Bergen, the coach's son. And he takes it up just over midfield into Mount Carmel area territory. And that's a play they try to run a couple of other times tonight, and this time they're successful.
Dara makes a strong hit over there at right about the 50-yard line, 49-yard line.
8-yard pickup.
Automatically, we jumped into a 4-man. Apparently, we knew that it was going to be a pass play. We jumped into a 4-4 that time. Leonovich drops back in the corner position.
This time we give it to DeRocco, and he's free. Ledkavich makes the stop, but not before DeRocco takes it down to the 39-yard line of the Red Tornadoes. Once again, 1st and 10, and the Warriors are on the move.
They're getting a good trap block down in the center, and that's what's giving DeRocco a hole to get through.
Fortunately, he ran into one of the surest tacklers you're going to in Ledkavich. Nobody gets past Ledkavich. Baker back to pass, tipped up in the air. I don't know if he made the catch or not, to tell you the truth. It looks like he did, and now the other guy says no. So it's going to bring up second down. Sorry, 2nd and 10 for the Warriors. Baker's 6'2", so he's a pretty good-sized quarterback compared to the one we saw last week. He should have some pretty good vision as he looks downfield.
But now he has, 2 balls that are blocked already, one by Swank, and I think Leonovich was the one that blocked that one.
It's Hanner in motion, but this time it's DeRocco right up the middle. DeRocco crosses over the 40-yard line there. He's going to be down to the 37-yard line. He'll bring up 3rd down now and 7 for the Warriors.
Brown getting up. Tried to run off of Brown. Brown jumped into the gap on the left-hand side between the guard and the center and tried to run in that direction. And you take a look at what Brown is doing. He's moving from one side to the other, and it just, totally messes up a blocking scheme for an offensive lineman every time you come out. Look at the area, he's moving again.
Baker back to pass, that short drop. He's trying to get it down there to number 81, Watts again. Couldn't do it, too long for Watts.
Yeah.
And it'll bring up 4th and 7 now for the Warriors, and now it's a decision time for Coach Bergen. He's in Red Tornado territory down at the 37, but does he want to go for it or punt and try to pin the Red Tornadoes back? And we'll see. It looks like he's decided to go for it. As you came in there, a couple of guys came in, but he will go for it as Baker brings him up on 4th down now. DeRocco, the sole back, and they're in the wing T formation. And Baker will go straight back and try to pass. Baker's in trouble, and he is brought down, and the Warriors will turn the ball over on downs as Brown was the first guy in there. But then he had to contend with Lashinsky and a couple other guys, and that was the end of it for him. So the Red Tornadoes turn back the Warriors here in their own territory.
Brown playing great defensive ball, great penetration that time. He shot through the gap and put pressure on Baker, and that's what he needs to do. The problem here is that the defensive line is coming in nice on the pass plays for the Tornadoes.
Shinsky fakes it. He gets it over to Dara. Dara's got a guy to beat there, and he does.
Nice
and he
block
continues
there.
to run, and Dara with a fabulous run in the Warrior territory down here.
Mansour is the one that makes the block that sprang Dara for that first down. Nice play. Fake left. Shinsky turns 180 degrees back and throws it over to Dara on the right side of the offensive formation. One man to beat, and Mansour comes back and makes a great block on him right at the last minute.
Yep, Dara, nice run in the Warrior territory at the Warrior 45. First and 10, and Shinsky's looking to pass again, and he's got Ledkavich wide open, and Ledkavich just will not go down. He has enough for the first down at the Warrior 34-yard line. Again, first and 10, and Shinsky's having his way right now.
He is. I'll tell you, we're setting up different formations, and Dave is completely looking over the field at every receiver that's out there. Whether we put trips to one side or split on the right. That time, Drew Ledkavich is out on the flat on the left-hand side and wide open, and Dave just lays it out there. Just like the touchdown pass to the tight end down there to Justin Leonovich down here. Dave just came up and nothing hard on the ball. It was nice lofted pass right into the end zone into his hands. So, you know, we said this time and time again, but Dave is really coming into his own.
That's the end of the first quarter of play, as you see on the scoreboard, with the Red Tornadoes leading the Warriors 13-0.
Angel Sense Flower and Gift Shop, 45 East 4th Street, Mount Carmel, is the perfect choice for
All right, Shinsky brings him up. Ball sitting down there at the Warrior 34-yard line. It's first and 10 for the Red Tornadoes as we begin the second quarter of play here at the Silver Bowl. Ledkavich on a pitch out. And this time the Warriors well defend that. Number 43 for the Warriors on the play, and that's Ian Horton. And he made a nice play on Ledkavich to stop that play. We have not been able to get outside much on them.
No, that's the second time we tried it. That was more or less a student body. It was a pitch to Drew Ledkavich. He was the only man in the backfield. And what happened, the corner man released very quickly, got away from the blocker that was supposed to be there, and makes the tackle on Drew for a 2-yard loss.
Second and 12 now for the Red Tornadoes, and Shinsky in the shotgun now. He's got two guys back there protecting him. One he sends out in, but he's got Matsoura just too long for Matsoura. Matsoura had a step on his guy down there, but Shinsky couldn't get it to him, and he'll bring up third and 12 now.
And Dave's shaking his head a little bit. He knew he had.
Yep, he let that one sail a little bit.
And he just had it sailing a little bit on him.
That's occasionally going to happen, even to the all-time leading passer at Mount Carmel area. I think we can let a couple of those go. He doesn't. I mean, he never does.
Oh, he never does. No, you can see he was mad at himself. Yep. You know, he was frustrated there.
He is really, I saw last week, we talked about it at Supper Club. He was so emotional last week, you know, playing Stinnings Grove, and he really peaks at this time of the year. That's one thing you got to say for him. He drops back a lot of time. Now he's under some pressure. He lets it wing it, and he's throwing it down there, and it's incomplete. That time he probably should not have thrown what he did, but he got away with it. It's going to bring up 4th and 12 for the Tornadoes now. And that actually should have been intercepted. They were just a little too anxious on it.
It looked like it was set up to be a screen pass to the left side. Some good penetration by Montoursville, though, and that was the only problem. That's the reason why that broke up. Dave turned around, and he saw the two linemen standing right in front of him, wasn't able to dump the ball off to the relief man.
All right, we're going to set up, and we're going to punt. And we kind of fooled everybody. In fact, we fooled the Warriors still because they have not put anybody back there. But we do, and he kicks it off the side of his foot, and it'll bounce out of bounds. Ooh, you could hear that one went wrong when he hit it.
Well, the problem is you're so close to the goal line.
He's trying to pooch it.
You're trying to pooch it, right?
Not Poochie Veach either.
Right. You're trying to put it right down about the 5. Let the ball hit and play the ball from there. And what happens when you do that? You take your eye off the ball, and those things happen.
Yeah, you could tell by the sound of it that it was in trouble there. So the Warriors will take over on their own 29-yard line, 1st and 10, with 11:05 remaining in the second quarter. Baker will bring him up. He fakes it, he goes back under pressure. Oh, and just through Ledkavich's hand. He was trying to hit number 24, DeMay, who'd come out of the backfield, but he under a lot of pressure, and then Ledkavich made a nice defensive play.
Jonathan Novak, number 66, playing the left defensive end position. Trying to give Buggy a little bit of rest here.
Dara with a sure tackle. We'll see where they give him his forward motion to, because he's very close to a first down. Nice play by Baker to elude the rush.
Yeah, the rush is coming from Swank and from Novak that time, Jonathan. But you can see how slippy the field is. Jonathan had him in his sights a little bit, but that's how you had talked about this at the beginning of the game, how muddy it is right there in that portion of the field.
Okay, 3rd and 2 now for the Warriors. The ball at their 38-yard line. Actually inside their 38, between the 38 and the 37 and 36. They'll line up. They got to get to the 39. And we give it to DeRocco, and Baker.
Baker has it.
Baker will have it as he heads over to the sideline. And this is a tough offense to see who has what there, as he faked it to DeRocco and took off for the sideline, enough for the first down. I never liked the wing tee.
Now and it's tough for you up here. Just think what it is down there with the other, playing in a position, a defensive end position or a tackle position.
Well, the fake in there is he actually puts the ball in the ball carrier's hands, into his stomach, and then pulls it back.
Yep.
Deciding what he wants to do. It takes a really good quarterback to run an offense like this, and this guy runs it very well. He brings Hanner in motion. I'm sorry, not Hanner. It's a new guy he brings in motion there. He's going to head down there to him. Oh, intercepted by Dara.
Nice stiff arm by Dara.
As Dara will get over to the sideline. He was trying to hit Nathan Way. Way took a wallop right after the ball went by him. And here you'll see the replay coming of the interception. But watch the ball coming downfield. He's trying to hit 83. It goes through his hands. You can see Dara pick it up, but look at 83 hitting the ground over there.
Matsur hit him good.
Leveled.
Some good running by John Dara after he catches the ball, which picks him up an extra 10 yards after the interception.
So Dara having a whale of a football game here so far tonight as Shinsky drops straight back. Plenty of time, and he's got Wargo. And Wargo still on his feet, and Wargo down inside the 35-yard line to the 33-yard line. Very close to the first down.
He's got it. He's over. The way they're setting up, it looks like he's got the first down.
There it is. Very good.
Yep. Take a look
at that. You had to lean over the steps to call that, too.
I was actually looking through the glass and magnified it a little bit.
All right, so 1st and 10 now from the 33 as the Red Tornadoes now moving off the interception by Dara. This time Brown right up the middle. And Brown. Oh, my goodness, is he running tough tonight. Right up the middle, inside the 30, down to the 28-yard line.
Pickup of 6 yards. He carried about 3 guys on his back that time.
Oh, he is. He is just the incredible hunk. Zonka Jr. All right, we have Lashinsky now in the backfield for the Red Tornadoes at that fullback spot. Inside Sally, and that's the Matsura. And Matsura will take it down to the 20-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10. Red Tornadoes on a nice play by Matsura.
Great play, great blocking on the left-hand side over here with John Skinner and Rick Greco. They have to run a nice trap block over there. Make sure that the defense is pushed back off the line of scrimmage because that play is run so close to the line of scrimmage coming back behind Swank on that misdirection play.
All right, ball sitting right at the 20-yard line now of the Warriors for the Red Tornadoes. We give it to Lekavich right up the middle. Nice play in the middle there by the Warriors. He'll pick up about 2 yards on the play. The initial stop down there for the Warriors as he gets off the ground down there is number 64. And that is, I couldn't help you who that is. Let me see if he's on my other. I got 2 rosters now, and he's not on either one of them. So he didn't manage to make either roster tonight. So,
but he's playing.
But a nice stop, and he is playing, yes. I learned my lesson from last week. I got 2 rosters in front of me here thinking I'm safe, and I still couldn't find out who he was. Plenty of time for Shinsky as he looks and looks and looks, and now he's going to throw it out of bounds.
Good play.
That's what you like to see.
Yeah, that was a...
And I think they're going to call intentional grounding, but that can't be what it is.
Number 2.
No, there's no way. That is not intentional grounding.
That's what he's calling right now.
That, ladies and gentlemen, I did not say it much this year, and we saw a couple of raw calls, but that is wrong. That is a mistake. That is not what the book says. That is not what he should have called.
That was not a good call. Drew Lekavich was over there in the area.
Good play by Shinsky. Unfortunately, a blown call by the referees here. This is not intentional grounding by any way, shape, or means.
No, good call.
You hear the Red Tornado faithful here as they let them have it. They also agree with me. It's going to bring up a 2nd down now and 28 for the Red Tornadoes. The ball back at the Warrior, or 3rd down. They lose it down, 38. So it's at the 38-yard line. It's 3rd down now on the loss of down to the intentional grounding. As Shinsky will bring him up. Now he goes into a shotgun formation. Flags fly, and we'll stop play here for a second and see what they call.
I got motion on the slot man over on the right-hand side. A little anxious to get out there. Now that's 2 times that on that last pass that Dave had. The defense for Montoursville had smelled that it was a screen pass we had set up, and that's 2 times now they've defended it very, very well.
All right, now it's 3rd and 33 for the Red Tornadoes. They're now back inside the 40-yard line of the Warriors as he sets up and he wings it downfield. He's got 2 guys down there. A lot of traffic in the middle of the field, and Matsura could not get down far enough to get it. It'll bring up a 4th down. The Red Tornadoes will be punting. One call blows up the entire offensive series here as the Red Tornadoes now are forced to punt, and they will try to pin the Warriors deep in their own territory. Now we had a flag, and I'm not sure what that one is. You haven't been able to get a play off yet now. That was called way back there at the 15-yard line. We'll see. Illegal substitution against the Warriors, so that's both sides have suffered that call tonight. And that'll place the ball back at the 38-yard line, and we will still punt. We're having a heck of a time getting a clean snap off here. This time Shinsky puts it high. That's what he was trying to do. And it's fair caught down there about the 12-yard line. That was number 22 down there, Hanner, for the Warriors, and they'll start 1st and 10 from the 12.
That's what Dave was trying to do the first time.
Right.
Just put it down on the 10-yard line, and we play the ball.
Yep, exactly. 7:24 remaining here in the 2nd quarter.
defensively. We packed the middle of the
Oh,
line that time.
Swank, man.
In that defensive series, you take a look, we pinched into the center of the line. I think we knew that the ball was going to try to go up in that direction, especially where they're at in this field. They're not going to try to run anything fancy. They're just going to try to keep it as honest as possible to pick up enough some yardage to try to get down to the first down line there. that we've seen so far tonight. The linemen, defensive linemen for the Tornadoes are coming in on Montoursville straight up and hands up in the air, and the quarterback Baker is having a hard time getting the ball over the line to get to his receivers.
DeRocco with the ball, and DeRocco's brought down there along the 40-yard line. Matsura once again, Lashinsky down there.
Matsura zeroed in on him from the left side because DeRocco was going to the left side, to the opposite side of what Matsura was going. He just mirror imaged him all the way over until he made the tackle.
He'll bring up a 3rd and 6 for the Warriors now. They go into a split backfield, more of a traditional look. And he'll go straight back as he tries to pass, and it is again.
Swanky.
The Swank Man.
Gets the left hand up and bats that ball down.
Swank Man must have put extenders on his arms before the game. He's like one of those guys you build at home.
Oh, yeah. Just keep adding parts onto him, you know, here and there.
So he is having himself a whale of a football game tonight. Defensively, he is just causing Baker all kinds of headaches. As Baker gets a nice kick out to Letkavich there. He fakes it to Wargo, cuts up field, and a flag is down. And Letkavich goes down about the 23-yard line. We'll see the flag is out at the 35-yard line. And the game now has grown sloppy all of a sudden. A hold. That's unusual.
Yeah.
But a hold play on the run back against the Tornadoes. There's 4:06 remaining here in the second quarter. And the most action has come from the referees for the last 3 minutes or so. It all started on the poor grounding call and went from there.
It's been downhill ever since.
We've actually seen very good officiating, I think, this year. We had a couple of odd things happen. You know, not so much bad calls, just odd things. And I thought probably the Danville game might have been maybe the shakiest officiating we'd seen, to say the least. Right up the middle.
Brown. Oh, look at that.
Brown out to the 20.
I'll tell you what, you can't ask for anything better from your fullback. He's a blocking fullback, but I'll tell you what, tonight, when you can give it to him on first down and he can pick up 8 yards for you, I'll tell you what, that's doing some work tonight.
They'll mark it down right at the 20. It'll bring up 2nd and 3. This time, Dave again. And he takes it up very close to the first down. And he probably has it the way they're marking it. It is first down on a 3-yard gain by Brown. So he picked up the first down single-handedly on that series. Matsura back into the offensive lineup now. DeRocco heads off, and you can see the way DeRocco ran off the field. He's really not hurting too badly. They must have taped that up pretty well for him as he sprinted off. Matsura goes in motion now. And Letkavich.
Oh, look at the hole.
And Letkavich is just on a foot race now. Baker's going to have to bring him down, but not before Letkavich goes through a garage door opening on his way down to the 38-yard line of the Warriors.
Oh, thanks for
Here it comes.
Hey, thanks for holding me down because I'm not allowed to cheer.
He almost fell out of the booth on that one. Watch the hole.
Look at the hole on that side.
I mean, whoa.
But the quick speed, look at right by the linebackers. And take a look, the free safety and strong safety have to catch up to make the tackle.
So first and 10 now, and that was a whale of a run by Letkavich. He just continues to excel in that tailback position late in the season here. Lashinsky's going to take it down to the 35-yard line. Gain of 3, 2nd and 7. .230 remaining here in the game, in the first half of this game. Chicatana now, he'll cross over the 35, down to the 32, another 3-yard gain.
Giving everybody a little bit of rest. Damian Chicatano coming in as the tailback now, picks up another 3 yards. It'll be third and long 3.
Well, the score, at least right now, is 13-0, but it's not as if the Warriors are challenging.
Yeah.
It's a slow game right now. The Red Tornadoes have been in complete control of this game from the start. Brown tries to get outside, and he does. He's going to be just short, I think, of the first down. Less than a yard to go. It'll be 4th down and in a yard or so. And the Red Tornadoes, I'm sure, will go for it. Here's Coach Brennan, and he calls a timeout now on the field. So he's trying to get a timeout. No one's paying attention to him down there. Look, now he's going to say to him, "You're going to give me those 5 seconds back that you stood around not calling it." Again, I saw it. He's standing directly next to the umpire, and he doesn't do anything. So now there's a minute 21. They wasted 5 or 6 seconds before they managed to call a timeout. And I'm getting less and less impressed with this crew as the game goes on. So Coach Brennan would like to strike one more time before the half, and that would pretty much seal this game. The Warriors would need to put a furious comeback on, and they offensively have not been able to do anything with this Red Tornado defense.
And that is the thing. The Tornadoes have completely, with their speed, their size, in fact, have shut Montoursville down, especially in the passing attack. We've seen through the whole season the amount of pressure that the defensive line puts on the quarterback. The poor kid from Panther Valley was one. North Schuylkill, pounded time and time again. Here's a different case. We're not putting so much pressure on the quarterback as we're coming in and getting our hands up to block the pass. He's having a difficult time, standing back there to see his receivers. And you see, every time we run that dive play for Dave, that is over John Skinner and Scott Novak, number 77, and Swank.
He picks the first down up on the play.
On that time, the guard that time was Rick Greco.
Letkavich, and he picks and chooses his way, and he's still moving. Yeah. He's still moving. And he'll go down inside the 15-yard line, down to the 13-yard line. 1st and 10, 1 minute and 1 second remaining here in the first half of play. And the Red Tornadoes now definitely threatening in a timeout on the field.
And you can see
not a timeout. Now they had to set the chains.
That's exactly correct. Set the chains, first down, 1st and 10 on about the 13-yard line. Clock is now running with 50 seconds left in the first half.
Matsura, and he'll take it down to the 5-yard line. He's inbounds. The clock is running, 38 seconds. They need to they need to get the ball set rather than they need to do anything, and then he's going to stop it, and he does. Took forever to get the ball set there. We got 27 seconds remaining here in the first half. It's 3rd and 3. More importantly, it's on the 5. And it was a very slow ball spot there,
yes,
too.
It was, because, it wasn't that it was a drop pass and they had to chase the ball. Matsura caught it. He was tackled. He was down. He threw it to the umpire or to the referee to bring back and set into play.
All right, Big Red will line it up now. Let's see what they're looking at there. They get the old full house backfield now. And he fakes it and got Matsura, and Matsura puts it in for the touchdown. A pretty play that time as they looked like they were going heavy left and running the ball. He sprinted out to that heavy and then just popped it to Matsura.
Great call. I'll tell you what, two great calls, great setups. The one touchdown down here on the south side to Leonovich, and that was all set up by straight dive plays by Brown. All of a sudden, we faked the dive and we hit Leonovich.
No good on the kick, and everybody down there is wondering how, but it's no good. The score will be 19 for the Red Tornadoes and 0 for the Warriors, and there's 23 seconds left. The Red Tornadoes will kick it, and even Shinsky's saying that ball went in there. I'm not sure how that was. Everybody on the Red side's wondering how that happened. I don't pretend to even call them anymore because I'm never quite right on them. So but I'm not sure how that happened. But whether it did or didn't, it's still 19-0. The Red Tornadoes in control of this District 4 Class 2A playoff game. And Wayne, I'm going to do something again that I've only done one other time this year.
Oh, no, you're not. Are you?
Going down
Are
for
you
the halftime.
really?
I haven't been down to the home field in a long time.
Ooh, doggies.
I'm going on down.
Wow. Can I cheer?
No,
Yeah.
don't cheer. Just make sure I don't get hurt.
Okay.
If I go down, I expect you to be there instantly.
Oh, I will.
Thank you.
I'll take the paper right out of your hand and come running back up. And I'll give everybody the information that Jose gave you.
You know, I can count on you. This time we're going to dribble it down there. It's going to go to the up guy, number 24, and he's going to head to the sideline over there.
And he's got the sideline.
That's DeMay, and he's heading down the sideline, and he's going to be taken down in there finally. And that's number 41, Leonovich, who finally puts him down. 12 seconds on the clock in a rare run back by the opposing team against the Red Tornadoes.
I'll tell you what, he ran a long way, too, because he caught it on this side of the hash mark right in front of the Tornado bench and was tackled on the 30-yard line over in front of their bench. So he had some running to do.
All right, they're going to have time for a play or two, depending on what they decide to do as they line up. Baker brings them up, split backfield. Puts Hanner in motion. And he drops straight back to pass. He's got good protection. He looks downfield, and he's got his man. Touchdown. He hit number 20 down there, Kevin Bergen. And Bergen, who's got behind us a couple of times, Wayne, puts a quick score at the end of the half in for the Warriors, now 19-6.
And all
Big
they did
Red.
is they put him in motion, and he came out through the slot and just straight down the field, down a hash mark, headed for the goalpost.
But Cavich was stumbling as he was trying to catch him. And just like that, the Warriors are back in the football game at 19-6, and they're about to kick. And that's
28.
Greg Smith. He's the smallest kicker I've ever seen. But he gets it up and good. Yeah, he is. Let me see. Let me look at the size of this guy. Number 28 there is Smith. 5'4", 155-pound kicker, but he's good. So the score now with 6 seconds left, and we'll have another kickoff here. 19-7 Red Tornadoes, and the Warriors have gotten some momentum going into that halftime.
Just defensively, we didn't pick up the motion, man. Somebody
Right.
miscued on it, that's all. He took off and was straight down the field.
Think Coach will mention that at halftime?
I think so, since it was the second time that it happened.
Think he'll bring it up?
But I'll tell you what, Baker really put the ball out there a second time now. Actually, 3 times. The one up here where the kid missed the ball. He dove for it.
Right.
It was in his hands,
Right.
and he dropped it when he hit the ground. That was an excellent pass. So he can put the ball out there.
All right, number 14 for the Warriors, and that's Jay Longenbach. He must be the long kicker. He comes in and he'll do the kickoff duties. And he is ready, so we'll let this thing go in a second here. I was going to say, I doubt he's going to kick this thing along. He goes to Damian Chicatano right in the middle, and Damian is trying to give some ground and turn, but he's going to go down, and that, he's going to go down with everybody on him. But that will be the end of the first half of play here, ladies and gentlemen, in the Silver Bowl at Mount Carmel with the score, the Red Tornadoes 19, the Warriors of Montoursville 7, and we'll be back with the first half stats shortly. Okay, gang, we're back here to start the second half. I'm really winded as I went down.
I can tell.
You notice that?
I noticed that right away.
I think I blew a knee, too.
Did you really?
I can't get this. The ground was too soft there. I made a cut at the bench, and things went downhill. So
that's your problem. You got to just straight ahead, no cut. At your age and your size, you should not be cutting anything.
I'm well aware of that now. So.
Okay. All right, in the rushing department, the Tornadoes, 21 carries for 110 yards. LaCavage, 9 for 80. Brown, the Zonka himself, 7 for 32. Lashinsky, 2 for 2. Metzor, 1 for 8. Shikatana, 1 for 3. Passing, 9 out of 15 for 114 yards. Metzor.
Oh, my.
Yeah, 3 for 38 yards. Wargo, 2 for 45. LaCavage, 2 for 9. Leonovich, 1 for 9. And Dara, 1 for 15. First downs. This is the first half only. 13 first downs.
Oh, man.
In the first half. On the other side, Montoursville, 14 carries for 34 yards. Passing, 4 of 15 for 56 for 5 first downs. So, everything, you look at the score, and again, how many times we've said this during the season, you look at the score of 19-7, and certainly the statistics that come off of Jose's pad down there do not, indicate what's going on out, on the scoreboard.
Right, the scoreboard's kind of shaky as far as how this game went. They scored right at the end of the half on a quick strike. The Red Tornadoes really have dominated this football game. And that's nice to dominate a game, but they need to score a couple more touchdowns, I think, to put this thing away. We'll see how much momentum the Warriors bring out here to start the second half, as they did have that quick score. And that was the third time that Bergen had gotten loose on us. The first time he actually caught it, and actually for a touchdown. So I'm sure we adjusted a little bit to what he's doing. He's coming out of that motion part of the offense, and we're just not picking him up. So we'll see how we respond. Offensively, the Warriors really having a tough time, as the stats bear out, not having much success offensively against this Red defense, and no one has. I mean, it's not unusual. That's what everybody's had the same problem throughout the year. The offense of the Red Tornadoes, and again, I think it got really ugly there for about 5 minutes there in the second quarter with penalties, and things went really downhill there. And I'm sure both coaches are not happy with that turn of events. So we'll see how that turns out as we go into the third quarter. It just kind of got sloppy and bogged down on everybody.
Once the Moths came out of the yellow flags, I think they were just happy to keep on throwing them.
Yeah.
I don't know whether they were trying to stay warm or what down there, but, they were flying.
The Red Tornadoes will receive to start this second half, so they'll be on offense first, and we'll see what they had to do. It's been a well-played game, I thought. I thought the penalties, some of them shaky. The grounding obviously was a mistake. But a tense game, and this is the way playoff games are. I mean, playoff games are tense. This is a good football team. As I said, this is the best of the group that's coming out of District 4, and I'm not trying to diss anybody else, but I just think Montoursville is the most talented team. It was because they played a largely AAA schedule, which was part of their problem, as they have fallen into AA enrollment-wise, and that's where they are this year. Yeah, but they've been AAA.
And you have to remember, when we did play them a couple of years ago, they were AAA.
Yes, they were AAA. So they have I think they have a tougher schedule than the other teams that are in this bracket right now, and I think that reflected in maybe not enough points to get a little bit higher up, but I think they're a quality football team. Number 14, getting ready to kick off, that's Jay Longenbach, and he'll let her rip. And he kind of punches it down the middle. It'll go down to Shikatano in the middle, and he's got himself a little bit of a wall there as he comes up. And he brings it up to just about the 34-yard line. Red Tornadoes will go on offense, 1st and 10 from their 34.
And you see, every time he's kicked off, it was a low kick. I don't think he wants to put it up in the air and put it in anybody's hands. And trying to keep it low like that, the ball hits the ground, and you never know where it's going to end up once it touches the ground. So.
Well, actually, you're right. Most of it, and that's true. In this kind of field, it kind of goes truer than normal. It doesn't bounce around as much, and it doesn't take as high a bounce either. Right up the middle, and there's going to be no gain on the play. That was Brown on the play. And the Warriors stuffed that play right in the middle of the field there.
No, we're gonna see what both teams, what adjustments both teams have made at halftime here, defensively. Now that play there, straight dive play. Although we ran it to the right side that time rather than the left side for Brown, but he's been normally picking up 5 yards, 6 yards on that play.
Fake in the backfield
nice
of both backs
fake
this time, and then he's looking at Matsura, and he's got him. Matsura will cross over the 50 down to the Warrior 45-yard line.
If you watch that
was
play,
a nice play.
When you take a look at this replay, take a look at the defensive line. They're going for the fakes here. They never even seen Dave put that ball on his hip and take off outside the pocket.
So a big gain for the Red Tornadoes in the Warrior territory. 1st and 10 at the 45. Matsura trots off.
We got Nate Morgan, number 28, in the slot position here on the left.
And we give it to Letkavich, and he's still going, and he takes it down through the 40, down to the 37-yard line. What a play, an 8-yard gain.
Amazing.
By Letkavich.
He was grabbed on the line of scrimmage.
Yes, he was.
It looked like he was stopped. His forward motion was stopped, but he still picks up 8 yards.
Right up the middle, down to the 35-yard line. I mean, just short of the first down for the Red Tornadoes, and that's Brown on the carry. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 1. Lashinsky now will replace Brown in that Red Tornado backfield. And all you get there is a little different look because everything else is exactly the same. Right up the middle on a quarterback sneak is Shinsky. He'll pick up the 1st down. It's 1st and 10 for the Red Tornadoes at the Warrior 33-yard line.
And you can see that totally caught Montoursville by surprise that time. Dave had some great surge behind Swank and Rick Greco on the left side and Daukus on the right-hand side. The linebackers, I think, were sort of looking for Lashinsky to get the ball on a straight dive play,
right.
And they were still standing there when Dave sort of passed them out a little bit for the 1st down.
When you got the Swank man at center, a yard is pretty much a given. This time we give it to Letkavich. He's trying to get along the outside down there, and he does. He cuts up field. He's down inside and down to the 2-yard line. And I want to tell you something. That was a great run, but Lashinsky absolutely murdered a guy at the line of scrimmage.
Yes, he
Wait,
did.
here it comes. Watch, it's going to come right at you. Watch Lashinsky.
Look at 45.
Boom! Oh, my goodness.
Yep. That's what did it. That's exactly what did it and gave Drew Letkavich enough to get around the corner. They are calling this thing back.
Penalty on the play, and this is, I'm not sure what they called here. I didn't see the flag.
I didn't see it either.
Lashinsky just popped him at the line of scrimmage. And this play has deteriorated. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if we're holding people or not, to tell you the truth. It just seems it's turning ugly on the yellow Yankee side of things.
That was one call, one flag we have seen very, very little of this year, and that was a holding call. And that was for 10 games. Now all of a sudden we get called for 4 or 5 times in a game. In this game here against Montoursville.
All right, it'll be 1st and 15 from the 39-yard line. We go back to pass. Plenty of time. He looks downfield. He's got Matsura, and they caught it. I'm going to say there's some indecision, but he catches it, and he catches it down at the 17-yard line, 1st and 10.
Great pass. Dave Shinsky had a lot of time there. Steps up into the pocket, and look at this throw right down to Matsura, right in the middle of the field.
Nice catch by Matsura. That was not an easy catch to make. He got his body underneath it and brought it in, so it's 1st and 10. The Red Tornadoes do not seem to be wanting to be denied here in the 3rd period. 8:29 remaining in this 3rd quarter of play. As Shinsky now will back to pass again. And he's got his man, Letkavich, and Letkavich still on his feet. Enough for the 1st down, and he'll get it all the way down to the 4-yard line. first and goal from the 4.
Well, Drew probably thought it was here once before, and I'm going to put
Take
it down
back
here
down
again.
Yeah. Excellent
Play
catch,
call.
play and catch, and then Ledkavich is just not going to be denied as he comes out for a well-deserved breather here, and the big guy Brown heads into the huddle. Well, Ledkavich is just playing superior football.
Mike Lashinsky and Brown, the blocking backs. Mansour is the tailback.
I'm going to go right up the middle there, and that is going to be Mansour, and he's down at.
Where are they?
If he's not in, I'm not sure where they're placing it.
I don't know where they're placing it either because
he looked like he was on the goal line. It's down at the half-yard mark now, 2nd and a half a yard for the touchdown. That was an odd placement, I thought. I thought he had gotten further down the.
He did, actually.
In fact, they made it a yard, in fact, now.
Yeah, they moved it back. When he fell, the ball was exactly over the
I
yellow
thought he
stripe.
scored a touchdown. I'm surprised now. Full house backfield, but Shinsky says, I'll just take it in, and he does. And the Red Tornadoes have scored again at the 7-11.
Right now, somebody's got to call it.
And I would have to say that this referee crew now is beginning to wonder about him now. If that wasn't a touchdown easily seen, I don't know what was. They finally make the call. It is now the Red Tornadoes 25, the Warriors 7, Kufti in to attempt the extra point. But that was the slowest touchdown call I've seen in a while.
Yeah, nobody definitely wanted to call that. And you think the line judge, who's standing over on the sidelines, looking right down the line of scrimmage, would make that call.
Kufti gets it up there, and it's high, and we'll see if he got it in. He did. So the Red Tornadoes now lead 26-7. Shinsky will attempt the kickoff, and Coach Brennan comes over to talk to Kufta. And he's giving him a little bit of kicking advice, and that scares me. Actually, I think he's just saying good job as Kufta playing through pain. Every time he kicks, it hurts. There's no two ways about it. And Coach Brennan understands that and goes over and talks to him and tells him what a great job he did. Kufta maybe, and you, I don't know if you were watching very closely, it looks like he may be compensating a little bit. And it's changing the way you can see by the way the ball is good. The ball's either very low or very high. He's not driving through it doesn't look like. And I think Coach Brennan was trying to point that out to him, that he needs to drive through it. It probably hurts either way, to tell you the truth, so you might as well just go for it. But he does get the extra point, and the lead now bulging back out. Nice kick by Shinsky. Picked up and fumbled down there by number 81. And he comes upfield with it, 81 Watts. Timon Watts. He takes it up to the 30-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10 Warriors here in the third quarter. You don't see many guys named Timon, do you?
No, you don't.
All right, Baker brings him up. He's going to go back to pass right away, and he does. And he finds Bergen down there. Bergen will take it up to the 40-yard line where he's pushed out of bounds by the Red Tornadoes down there. That's Dara coming out of the pack down there along with Buggy and Kufta.
Baker just a short, 2-3 steps back, and he's got to do that now because of the amount of pressure that the defensive line is putting on him. But hitting the short passes.
It's a 9-yard gain for the Warriors. It'll bring up a 2nd and 1 now right at the 40-yard line. This time he gives it to Duraco, and he picks up more than the yard as he
fumbled
the ball.
And Mansour has, and they're calling.
Yes, they did. There it is.
One referee is saying no, he didn't. The guy that had the ball said no, it was not a fumble, and the other 3 said yeah. And when you take a look at DeMarco was laying at the 50.
Here he comes. Watch him come.
50-yard line.
Watch the ball now. They got him stood up here now. Watch, and there it is. The ball's already out of his hands as he goes down. So they're clearly a fumble. It took a while for them to sort it out, but they give it to the Red Tornadoes, and the Red Tornadoes take over 1st and 10 at the Warrior 46-yard line. Tough break for the Warriors here as they were gaining some momentum on that series. This time we go right up the middle of the Cabbage, and he'll be brought down at the 45. A gain of a yard on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 9.
Number 64 makes a good play from his right defensive end position, but got hurt there. I don't know whether he got hit in the neck or the collarbone as he tried to make the tackle on Drew.
Red Tornadoes now in no rush as they'll be content to win this game by this score if they have to. There we go to Mansour, and we've seen that play, and he splits them, and Mansour will pick up about 10 yards. We'll see if he gets right to the stick down there. He's very close, and I believe he's got it. It looks like a 10-yard gain and a first down.
Yeah, Wardle comes back, and take a look here. The ball goes to the right to Mansour on the replay, but now all of a sudden you'll see Wardle coming up just to shield somebody, and that's how Mansour picks up enough for the first down.
Chicatano on the call. And Chicatano crosses over the 35-yard line down to the 33-yard line. Pick up about 3 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 7. Orgo will come in. Brown will trot off. And Damian comes out. It's not the way the Warriors would have liked this second half to get underway. 5:16 remaining in the third quarter, and they are now being pressured again by the Red Tornado offense. This time Lashinsky. Lashinsky right up the middle, and he takes it down to about the 31-yard line. Another 3-yard gain on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 4 now for the Red Tornadoes.
Going off the right side there from Swank. Daukus is over there, and Skinner. Again, just moving, people trying to keep some fresh legs in there. You got to realize most of these boys are playing both offense and defense, going both ways. So towards the end of the game, you try to get, some new people in there, new faces, somebody else to carry the ball. Oh, nice catch. Nice catch, Leonovich.
And Leonovich will take it down to the 5-yard line. That was a pretty catch by the Leonovich coming out of that tight end position.
Yeah, take a look here, Dave. Dave Shinsky is smothered with the defense, gets up in the air and just lofts the ball out, and it was a great catch. Justin Leonovich had to go up a little bit behind him, but looking at the amount of pressure that Dave Shinsky was in, that was a great pass.
Nathan Way for the Warriors saved the touchdown. It is now 1st and goal from the 5. The Red Tornadoes again looking for points here, and a penalty flag, and that's going to go against Montoursville. He's going to put his hand on his heart, I believe, and he's going to call, and there it is, an illegal substitution in that somebody broke the huddle at the wrong time, didn't get out. It's half the distance. The ball now at the 2.5-yard line where it is 1st and goal from the 2.5.
John Dare now takes the play in, change the play a little bit since we're a little, half the distance of the goal, only 2.5 yards out.
Brown takes it in for the touchdown.
Nobody's calling it. Look at the guy standing there. Do you believe that?
Well, I mean, I think they need to get this straight now. I'm concerned that they've lost control a little bit here. I mean, I can see it's a touchdown from 50 yards away. He's standing 5 yards away from it and waited 40 seconds to call the touchdown. Kufta now in to attempt the extra point. snap is back, and it's blocked. The Warriors come right up the middle there, and that's big number 76, Kelly Lepley. Or 78, I'm sorry, 78, Steve Phillips on the block of the extra point. All right, we get ready to tee this up. The officials had a meeting down at the goal line, obviously discussing the non-call of the touchdown, and I saw them raising their hand and almost to say, this is what you do. Too much indecision on all of them on both touchdowns, and this one clearly was a touchdown. I mean, you're not trying to mark the ball, you're not trying to place the ball. His whole body went over the goal line. So Shinsky lets it rip. This time it will be Hanner. And Hanner will take it about the 13-yard line. He's going to head over to his sideline, try to pick some blocking up. And he will be brought down on the play down there at the 33-yard line.
He tried to get through Damian Chicatano and Steve Metzur and just didn't quite make it. It wasn't a hard hit. It's just that they knocked him off his pins just to put him down.
All right, the Warriors now need to mount some offense here. 3:45 remaining in the third quarter. They need to move the ball a little bit here. Their defense has been on the field way too much, and they have paid the price for it. So Baker will bring them up here. Split backfield. He's looking down here for Bergen again, and this time Bergen was well covered by Chicatano and Ledkavich. Chicatano got help from Ledkavich, and the ball went to the other side of Bergen where he thought it would be, so it'll bring up 2nd and 10. And number 28 is in that backfield, Greg Smith, and I said he's one of the smallest. He's 5'4", and he's in that backfield for the Warriors now. The trouble with him is you can lose him. You got to pay attention to where he is all the time as he lines up there in that split backfield. This time it's going to go
go right to Brown, I think.
Well, the Swank man there too.
Swank, I'm sorry.
That went nowhere. In fact, that's a loss on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd down now and a long 12 for the Warriors as the Red Tornadoes were all over that play.
Number 55, Dan Evans, is in playing the left defensive end position. He was in on that tackle also.
The Red Tornadoes have been sprinkling people in and out of this ball game from the very beginning, actually.
Now we're back in the 4-4 defense. They're looking for a pass. Oh, nice play.
And this time it's going to be intercepted. That's Kufta, I believe.
Yep.
Let me see again. Well, it was Kufta. And that time, 55, the guy you talked about that just went into the game down there for the Red Tornadoes, Dan Evans, caused that play.
Yes, he did. He got in, got right in the quarterback's face, made him scramble a little bit. The quarterback could not set up because of that, and the amount of pressure that Evans was putting on. And, just laid the ball out there. I would assume he was trying to get it out of bounds. I did not see a receiver there from Montoursville.
No, they had no receiver.
But I'll tell you what, Kufta laid out flat to catch that ball.
Chicatano, and I'm not sure if that's against us or them. They jumped. Waiting to see if we saw movement there. They were clearly the first team across the line of scrimmage on the play, and we'll see if they call. And it's going to be offside against them. I am right, finally. So a 5-yard penalty will bring up 1st and 5 now for the Red Tornadoes, and the ball will set down at the Warrior 27-yard line. 2:57 now in the third quarter. Shinsky talking to Brown down there. And he gives it to Damian Chicatano, and Damian piles over the 25-yard line down to the 24-yard line.
Damian's touching the ball. He's picking up 3-4 yards on every carry.
And a 4-yard gain on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down. Now let's see where they placed it.
They brought it back about a yard.
It's a much different spot than I thought it was. All right, it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 2, a 3-yard gain. Brown down to the 20. 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes.
It's hard running by Brown over the left-hand side. We got Scott Novak over there along with Rick Greco. Swank, of course, in the middle.
The Swank man. His swankiness.
But, you know, you get that size of the line moving along with Daukus on the other side. You know, and now we have number 50 playing the right tackle, Jerry Lepotsky, who was also injured, and great to see him back now.
Wargo, nice catch. Nice play by Shinsky, and Wargo down at the 10-yard line. First down.
That was just nothing more than a two-step drop back and hits Wargo, and all Wargo was doing was just cutting across the center, cutting in front of the defensive man, and as you know, that makes it so much harder to defend, try to swat the ball down or even intercept it.
It is 1st and goal from the 9. Chickatano, he's going to try to catch the end. He cuts inside, and he'll take it down over the 5-yard line, down to the 4. Gain of 5 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down, and I'll call it 5. It's just inside the 5-yard line.
Damian Chickatano following his blockers there. We had a student body going to the left side. We had the 2 guards pulling. We had Brown leading also in front. And Damian, you know, putting his hand on Brown's back to watch where he was going to go.
Pitch out to Damian again. And Damian makes a nice cut inside.
Nice cut, good move.
Touchdown. Damian Chickatano, number 32 for the Red Tornadoes on a nifty 4-yard run.
Damian Chickatano just about carrying the ball all the way in this series as a tailback. And you can see what, number 1, the great lateral movement he has right there, cutting it straight upfield behind his blockers. Bringing in also, you know, a fresh set of legs. Now, Damian, up to this point, has only been playing defense. So
this time, Kupta drives it through. It's good. And a score now, Mount Carmel area 39. The Warriors of Montoursville 7 in this District 4 Class 2A playoff game. First round of the District 4s. The second round will be here in the friendly confines of the Silver Bowl. Montoursville now just looking to save some face. They've been thoroughly dominated by a Red Tornado defense. They've had some bad breaks, and the offense for the Red Tornadoes clicking on all cylinders. Everybody touching the ball, everybody playing, it seems. So many different faces in and out of the ball game, and that's unusual. You know, when you think about it, in a district playoff game, and it was still 7-0. You know, and we're throwing everybody into the ball game. It shows you the depth that we acquired. We had some guys hurt, some guys stepped up, went in and played well, and I think you're seeing them being rewarded for that here by playing in a playoff game, and almost some of them from the very beginning in and out of it.
There's Jonathan Novak. You know, first of all, Scott Novak. You know, he goes in at his tackle position. Jonathan Novak was in at the guard position for a little while. Now all of a sudden he's getting in at defensive end. And we'd seen last week, man, he made a very, very good play, you know, to disrupt a drive that Selinsgrove had last week.
Nice kick by Shinsky. The Warriors weren't sure whether it was going to go out of bounds or not. It bounced right in the sideline and stayed there again. And then they had a quick get it because it was a live ball. So they'll take over on their own 23-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Warriors. But it's good to see so many guys play. You're right.
Yes.
You know, the 2 Novaks, they're playing in there. And you're seeing just a lot of guys. Damian getting some time in that backfield. That's what you like to see because you never know. It's a lot of games to play. You know, you need to be able to step up at any time, and that's what we're ready to do. Hanner goes in motion. He cuts right inside. And there you see, he'll take it out to the 30-yard line. A gain of 7 on the play. 24 carrying the ball, Tim DeMay for the Warriors.
Yeah, and Chickatano coming up from the corner position to make the tackle.
That's a wing T at its best there. Yep. The wing T, unfortunately, as we have said many times, is not the kind of offense you want to be running when you're behind, especially when you're behind by 32 points. puts Hanner in motion, but he comes right up the middle, and this time Brown is all over him.
Brown came up the middle also, and the two of them met, a yard deep there off the line of scrimmage.
That was DeMay again on the carry, and he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage, and that, ladies and gentlemen, will bring the third quarter of a play to an end here in the Silver Bowl with the Red Tornadoes up 39-7. And this is my chance, as I always do, to talk about Supper Club. And we had a really nice thing happen at Supper Club last night, one that I am very proud of. We, of course, had the last 5 guys to come for their sweatshirts. The whole team has been there now. And now we'll see people who have just played a great game coming to see us for the rest of the season. But it was good to see the last 5 guys. And, of course, we had Scott Novak was there, and he talked and did so well. Talked about what it was like to be put into a game situation at Shamokin, with little notice and what that kind of turned out to be for him. And he played so well, and now you see him in there all the time. And we had 2 cheerleaders there. But the real special moment was, for the first time ever, we had 5 senior band members come. And I cannot tell you how pleased I was that we were able to do that. And they will officially, as of last night, become members of our club. We will see 5 more this week. There are only 10 seniors on the entire band squad. We will see 5 of them this week. We will get them specialized sweatshirts like we did the football team, slightly varied to reflect their membership in the band. But they were 5 of the neatest kids you ever want to meet. They all spoke so well, and it was just great having them. They loved being there, and we loved having them. I look forward now to another tradition at Supper Club, and that is the tradition of the Mount Carmel Area High School Band. So if you can come next week, tomorrow, back room at Tucci's, we will have the other 5 members of that band there. Come on down and meet them. Spend some time. They all stood up and talked and had a great time, and it just was a special moment to finally do that. The Warriors now loose in the backfield. That looks like it's number 43, Ian Horton, for the Warriors, as he takes it up over midfield into the Red Tornado territory at the Red Tornado 47. It's going to bring a 1st and 10. But we had honored the team for years, and the chain crew and the TV crew, and we talked about some sports writers that would come and things like that. And truly, it's only a natural moment of time. As I said, it's not Football Friday, Wayne, until that band marches down 3rd Street. And it's just part of the tradition and the atmosphere of what we are.
It's amazing, though. Number one, that tradition has gone on for how long our band walks down 3rd Street and actually and plays.
It had ended for a couple of years, and I would give credit to my main pal and best friend, Kevin Jones. Really was the guy on the school board who brought that back to life again.
Good.
He spearheaded that, and of course he was, he headed that group coming down that street for many years when we were in high school, and he remembered it, and I give him a lot of credit.
Yeah.
But it really gets the town. It's just part of the atmosphere and the tradition of hearing that band. And then when they make that turn from the away sideline and play that fight song, when they march over towards us, every single person here has goosebumps. And there is number 55, Evans smacks Baker down to the ground. Big loss. Evans playing a great defensive end.
But, going back to the band again, people, maybe they do, but I know there are a lot of times when I pass down here during the summer, and these kids are in sweltering heat.
Oh, we talked about band camp.
Band camp and everything else. They don't get much time to themselves.
Oh, no, they don't.
And they're down here in the heat, and they're playing and marching and everything else.
They play band, they said it just in passing. When you listen to them talk about what they do, we're looking for a screen pass.
Look at Dan Evans. My hat off to Dan Evans on that play.
Evans all over him.
He took number 24 on, but 24 was holding, and that's what everybody's yelling about down on the bench down there.
So it's intentional grounding is what they ended up calling, because he was nowhere near. Although, again, that's still a shaky call, I think. But be that as it may. But, you listen to these guys talking about being in the band and all the time and effort goes into a 15-game season, or that's what it turns out. But, then they're talking about they're in the
chapters.
They do all that stuff. But then, like, during the winter, they're in what do they call it? Like the orchestra, that kind of thing. They're all in different things that through a whole year. I mean, it's really it's something to remember, and the time and effort. And as I said, we in the Supper Club take pride in rewarding. It's 3rd and 50, by the way, folks. 3rd and 50 for the Warriors. Baker under serious trouble again. This time he gets outside, and Lashinsky's going to bring him down like a bullet.
Did you see the amount of speed that Mike Lashinsky put on from his linebacker position to come over and make that tackle? Quarterback only picks up about 5 yards.
50, Wayne. 3rd and 50. You don't often see a 3rd and 50. So the Warriors are going to be forced to punt, and they're glad to do it the way this series went for them, as the Red Tornado defense now really all over the place. He's kicking right at his goal line. He gets it off, and Ledkavich is going to let it bounce in front of him, and it'll bounce out of bounds right along the 48-yard line, where the Red Tornadoes will take over 1st and 10. But getting back to the band for one last quick second, as I said last night, Supper Club, what we like to do and what we feel we do is reward hard work, that we recognize people who work hard and make this football experience in the district better, and no one does that better than the band. So we look forward to a long and prosperous relationship, and look forward next week actually, tomorrow, to see the next 5, and then next year to see a new group and get to meet them as we have the players. So
Archie Shoe Store, 828.
I could see you already reaching for the knob here to turn my volume down. You're really nice. Wouldn't help me at all.
I didn't want the viewing audience to hear you screaming. That would have been very disheartening to everyone. All right, it's 2nd down and 5 for the Red Tornadoes. Sosnowski brings him up. This time again it goes to Kovalevsky, and Mark will be very close to the 1st down marker. We'll see where they place him down at. He's inside the 45 down to the 42-yard line.
Going to be a little short,
and
about a
see
yard,
it's
maybe.
very close. He'll be about a little less than a yard short. As the Red Tornadoes now running time off the clock. A lot of guys getting in and out of the football game. Number 81 for the Red Tornadoes piles in there. That's Josh Jaworski. And we got a bunch of guys. We got number 34 out there, Dave Sebastian. This time Lashinsky, and Lashinsky.
Yeah, look at that.
He is truly fun to watch, this kid. I'll tell you what, he just hammers you. There is no mercy in that kid. He is just going to hammer you.
You're going to pay for making a tackle.
You look back. You're going to look back and think of some of the runs and some of the hits he's made. You know, and then you throw an interception. The other team's thinking, we got an interception up, but everybody ought to be thinking someone's going to get killed now because he's going to kill somebody out there one of these days on a play like that. This time, Kovalevsky's trying to get outside, and he's not going to do it, as Baker will bring him down for a loss, as Baker read the play well for the Warriors.
Although they played us very, very tight to the outside tonight. There was only one or two
we didn't get around them much. Yep.
That we did get around.
They were intent on stopping that, and they did.
And although the 4-4, allows you to do that a little bit more because you got more coverage to the outside that you can bring those men up.
Sebastian comes out of the ball game. And we'll see now it's going to be 2nd and 15 on the loss. See what the Red Tornadoes have in mind here as Sosnowski brings them up. And he's going to throw it, and he does, out to Morgan. Morgan got himself ahead of steam, and Morgan down over the 35 down to the Warrior 31-yard line. And a nice pass by Sosnowski. And, of course, Sosnowski, a junior, 5'11", 155-pound quarterback for the Red Tornadoes.
Nice, safe play. You take a look at Nate Morgan. He drives down maybe 2 yards and then comes back. You got the defense already going in the opposite direction. He comes back, and Sosnowski just lays the ball in his hands, and away he goes.
He'll leave Lashinsky back there, and he'll give it to Lashinsky, and Mike is just churning his way down to the 29-yard line. In a 2 on the play. It's going to bring up now 4th down, and let's see where they placed there. 4th down and about, well, a long 3, almost 4. 6:22 remaining here in the ball game. District 4 2A championship play. First round.
Number 34, Dave Sebastian, goes into the lineup. He's going out in the wide receiver position to the left.
Wide left. And Sosnowski's going to go back. He's got plenty of time, and he's trying to get down there. And just was pushed up in the air by number 20 down there for the Warriors, who made a nice play. And that's Kevin Bergen. And Morgan tried to stay with it, though, and almost caught it anyway.
He almost right on his fingertips. Number 59, Nick Chapman, goes in on the left defensive side here. Number 34, getting in, Dave Sebastian. 51, Adam Croker gets back into the middle of the line. 57, Adam Hepler is the nose guard.
In honor of the band coming to Supper Club, I might add, it inspired Phil in his trivia game here.
Oh, did he?
Because he had a good one. I mean, it took all the way to the game night. You were there when John Lashinsky told us what it was. And he's talking about the band, and the trivia question now is, what year was the first year the Mount Carmel Area High School band played at a football game, and who was the opponent? I don't want to see who's going to get that one.
Oh, jeepers. Well, you know, we could probably do that because, you know.
I'm not allowed to. I already know.
Oh, well, he probably told you.
I'm disqualified.
Phil always gives us the history.
You won't find it on that one, though. You won't find it quite in that one. This is going to be a tougher one for everybody. And no one's, at least that I know of, come forth with it yet. So it's still out there in play, so to speak. 2nd down and 3 for the Warriors now. 5:31 remaining in the 4th quarter. We'll see who comes up with that answer. Baker's looking to pass. He's trying to get Bergen, and he threw it behind him. He just couldn't turn and catch it. It's going to bring up 3rd down now, and 3rd down and a long 3 for the Warriors.
Kyle Bartle, number 31, in on the field.
It's just announced that, you guys already know this, we will play the Hughesville Spartans here in 2 days' time. Gets it out there now to DeRocco. DeRocco out to about the 41-yard line. He will pick up the 1st down. It'll bring a 1st and 10 for the Warriors. The Hughesville Spartans, I spent some time in Williamsport, my other district for waste management up there. And I was up there for 3 days this week, and I watched the replay. They were playing Muncie. If you know the area, they're a great rivalry. They're 5 miles apart from each other. And one thing I will say about Hughesville, they are not going to throw much. Hughesville is definitely a running team. They're going to run the ball. I did not see the ball in the air much at all during that game. He gives it to the little guy there, number 28, and he still spins and churns his way down, and he'll pick up a 1st down in Red Tornado territory. 28, of course, Greg Smith, the 5'4" running back for the Warriors, and he picks and chooses his way down for some big yardage.
Number 83, Sean Fracolosi, in at the right defensive end position. Number 75, John Aremic, is in the tackle position.
All right, the Warriors bring it up. Baker gets him set. 4:19 to play. And he fakes it and looks downfield. Sebastian on the cover. Great play by Sebastian as he covered number 80 down there for the Warriors. Jeff Bennett was the intended receiver for the Warriors. The Warriors, I might add, you know, it's 39-7. It's the last game of the year.
I was waiting for this.
Are we going to put the other guys in or what? I question it now again. Why are you not playing some other guys? It's not like you're going to win.
Number 37, John Scheiko, linebacker position.
The tight end caught the motion man out of the corner of his eye moving and thought it was time to go. So it'll be a 5-yard motion penalty marked off against the Warriors. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 15 now. A couple of guys in there. Number 59, Nick Chapman. We had him last night, and he spoke so well last night at Supper Club. I look forward to him. Of course, Chapman is a sophomore, so we'll see him for some time to come. And he's a big guy, too. He's going to be a tough kid. Up. Now we went offside, so we'll give him back 5 yards back. Yeah. And now everybody's kind of getting bored here. The Red Tornado faithful starting to file out now just a little bit. Nice crowd for the Red Tornadoes here tonight. So we'll go back to the original line of scrimmage now and start this thing over again. It'll be 2nd and 10.
But it's 30 seconds
later.
Well,
30 seconds have gone off the clock, right? But the Warriors line them up. Baker gets them set, split backfield. And he hands it off to
number 28.
The little guy, Smith. And I'll tell you what, he is a tough guy to bring down. He is one tough hombre to bring down.
Smith last week against Milton had 10 carries for over 100 yards.
Yep, he can run.
He's touching the ball now at this point in the game.
The Red Tornadoes now with an entire different defense in there. Quintero's in there. Lichko is in the ball game too for the Red Tornadoes.
Jason Boyer, number 76.
It's time they hand it off on that inside play, and that's number 83 is carrying the ball for the Warriors. Nathan Way on the end around out of that wing T offense.
Adam Hepler, number 57, making the tackle. He's our nose guard.
2nd down and 4 now. 3:16 remaining in the ball game. The ball on the Red Tornado 24-yard line. The Warriors come up. Baker's going to hand it off to DeRocco, and it's going to. I'm sorry, no, it's Smith again.
Smith again.
I thought it was DeRocco the way we hit him. DeRocco got hit as if he had the ball there, but Smith now during the bulk of the running, and that 5'4" fire plug is churning up some yardage here late in the 4th quarter for the Warriors. Number 11, Derek Lepotsky now into the Red Tornado lineup.
Oh, we got too many guys on the field.
We're going to have to hold our heart again here. I can see it coming. There he goes. Had more of those penalties tonight we had all year. And the guy down there, the official down there at the pylon down there is thinking to himself, all right, now I raise my hands if he crosses the goal line. I put them up over my head.
This is what it looks like.
All right, Baker gets him up. It's 1st and 5 now. And this time he does hand it in the middle there. And they'll churn down inside the 5 down to the 4-yard line.
Number 76, Jason Boyer making the tackle. Number 80, Rodney Burcheski going in.
And 37, John Scheiko comes out of the game. Scheiko has said a good-looking young player for the Red Tornadoes. The Red Tornadoes line up, and they're going to pretty much run this one, I'm pretty sure. And there you have why I'm in the booth. Can you believe this? All right, now, the Warriors have scored one of the all-time meaningless touchdowns in history. It's now 39-13. Let's see if everybody gets their jersey dirty before the end of the game now. 2:06 remaining in the ball game. They're going to kick, thankfully. I thought maybe we'd go for a 2-point conversion here. They're going to kick for it. Number 14 is going to do the kicking for them. That is Longenbach. And he actually was not the kicker, the extra point kicker for the first touchdown, so they're giving him some extra work here as the extra point guy. He did not do the first one, and he kicks it up and kicks it up strong. and he makes it. So at 2:06 remaining in the football game, the Red Tornadoes now 39, the Warriors 14.
Smith was the extra point kicker
Right,
down
yeah.
here on this
Smith
side.
was, yeah. Remember, I was just saying, with 2 touchdowns, 2 different extra point guys. That's nice. You have that kind of flexibility, I guess.
Oh, you bet.
Because I'll tell you what, he looked good on the kick. You know what I mean? He made a
Yes.
nice kick. So the Warriors will line this thing up. Our girl Amy getting side shots of my head tonight. That's what I like.
She is. It's a wide zoom on that one, baby.
Wide zooming this melon head of mine. I have to be nice though. She did, and I thank her
Yes.
father for bringing. We had soupies tonight from her family, and I appreciate him. Soupy and cheese, in fact. And there was a bit of a scuffle, you know. I mean that was going to happen.
The way it always
There were
goes.
too many hands in that bowl there for my liking. But we got over that. Everybody made up, and we all had our fill. So, but again, I thank them for the soupies and cheese, and you know me and soupies. It's just the way it's going to be. All right, Long and Bach is going to kick this baby off, and the way they're lined up, you can almost think they're gonna onside it. The way they're lined up. Please tell me they don't. They don't, thankfully. Oh, my main man, Quintero. Quintero, stutter step, shoots up the middle, and there he goes down at the 36-yard line. Dave Quintero, number 1.
No
on the
hesitation
carry.
on his
Oh,
part,
he's
right?
my
He
man.
was going over. He was pushing everybody out of the way.
He is just my man.
Hey, it's mine. It's mine. Give me.
Here
give
he
me,
comes.
Look at.
Here he comes.
And away he goes.
Looking upfield, checking out his moves there. Number 12 now in the lineup for the Red Tornadoes, Rick Lichko at quarterback for the Red Tornadoes. Shiko at that tailback position.
And
But it's
Bartle
going
as
to
the
go
fullback.
to Bartle as the fullback, and he'll churn it up over the 35-yard line out to the 37-yard line. Gain
Number
of 2.
42, John Janolic is in.
He was at, John was at Supper Club last night. It was good to see him. We will see more of him as the years go by.
Number 88, Alan Homitz is in.
We had Alan. You're naming all my
see
Supper
that?
Club guys.
I have asked.
You're naming them all. He was there too, the big 88. He's another sophomore. We expect to see a lot of him also. Shiko, and it's kind of, and I will now take my hat off a little bit here as the Warriors have put some new uniforms in. In fact, they put almost an entire team in finally.
Wow.
So they are
impressed.
substituting. They brought a bunch of starters back in for some reason right now.
Yeah, 42, 71.
But I guess they want to stop us, you know. There's 56 seconds left in the ball game. The Red Tornadoes take their time as Lichko trots out. Lichko's a good-looking quarterback, good-looking for size quarterback when you look at him. He's 6'2", 186 pounds. And he brings them up. And he pitches it out there. And he pitches it out there to Trey Savitsky. And Trey is brought down around the 35-yard line or so. And that, ladies and gentlemen, there's 29 seconds left. We'll see when they set the clock, because if they don't set it very quickly, we probably will not run another play, and we will not. They have set the clock now at the 19-second mark. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of this first round District 4-2A playoff. The Red Tornadoes completely manhandling the Warriors of Montoursville 39-14. A well-played game. No one got hurt, as we always talk. That's our first thing. No one came off the field hurt. We played everybody on the squad, which is also a good thing for us. A lot of guys got playing time, and a lot of guys got playing time from the very start of the game, when it was still a critical part of the football game. So Coach Brennan doing a good job in getting his people interspersed in there.
And one thing that does is it does cut down on the amount of injuries.
Yeah.
You know, you don't get tired, you don't get weary-legged, you know, and all of a sudden you get hit from the side. You know, at least these kids are getting a breather. You know, you got Metsur coming off. You know, you got Johnny Dara coming off because Nate Morgan's going in for him. You got Wargle coming off, you know, and this and that and everything else. So, you know, now you have Jonathan Novak going in and out, and Chapman and a couple other ones, and it does make a difference. These kids don't realize that, but it really does.
Oh, it does. The Warriors played a tough game. Their season will come to an end here tonight on this field. you get the district playoffs, you've had a successful season. They end their season at 7-4, and they will look to next year. I thought they were a good football team. I think the Red Tornado defense completely smothered them from the start. They never could get off the ground rolling. They had some tough breaks here and there. And before, when you have when you're 3rd and 50, that's a tough break. I tell you what,
there's not too many 3rd and 50s.
That's
you
ugly.
see, you are right there.
So they had a tough time with it that way. The Red Tornadoes, I think, played perfectly. I think they did all the things they wanted to do on offense and defense. Shinsky had a great game. Everybody contributed along the way. So, I think it was everything Coach Brennan would have hoped for against a quality opponent. The opponent coming up in 2 days is Hughesville, the Spartans. They are a run-oriented team. They have a kid named Whitford. He's the kid that's going to touch the ball the most.